Okay. I've moved a little further over in my barn, closer to the wall, to the gate rather. Oh, because it's kind of like it's got like an overcastness to it, um, which is great for working. I was afraid it was going to be really hot this afternoon, and I figured, oh well, I'll go live because it'll be hot in the sun. Well, it's not. It's not hot in the sun. It's overcast. So it's pretty good working weather. So after I'm done, oh hello, Christy, you made it this morning. I just got on. Um, oh man, this laptop computer. It was secondhand, but the bottom plate sometimes comes apart. Anyway, yeah, I just kind of moved closer this way. I still have some straightening up to do again. I've been, you get busy doing stuff, and you just kind of like, you got to get things in out of the weather in a hurry, and just kind of bring them in and drop them, and it's like, and then there's no organization, rhyme or reason. It's just you're just in a hurry to get things in and out of the weather, and well, every now and then I have to take a minute. I have to organize things, and that's what I got to do. This is my car blanket that I had to take out of the back of the truck for Bit's sister's having a rough day with Alzheimer's. Oh man, that's rough. Yeah, you do what you got to do, Christy. I totally understand. That can be a handful. I've got my sister's best friend has been dealing with a family member with Alzheimer's, and there's good days and there's bad days. Hey, Little Creek Homestead. Hi, how you doing? Welcome here. Oh, I tell you, we got weather moving in. I'm not sure. I think it's going to be, they're talking late tonight, but I was looking at Weatherman Plus, and it looks like we're not going to get too much until into Tuesday, really. We might get a little bit, but not like everybody else is getting in the state. We're in the eastern part. Takes me days to get organized, moments to get disorganized. You got that right, exactly. It's like it takes 2 seconds to get unorganized, and then you got to take the time to stop and think. Okay, we got to put things back where they belong. I have great organization when I take the time to do it, but then it gets crazy. It really does. Oh man, I tell you. But I mean, things are moving along here, and we're getting stuff done. Oh, I got 2 of my raised beds built in position. One is half full, and then I gotta go get material to work on the second one. So that was my goal, to get at least 2 raised beds in. Okay, that was my goal. I'm hoping to get more, but at least I have 2. See, I was planting seeds this morning here. Oh, I tell you, it'll be a little bit yet before I can plant seeds. I am going to be buying seedlings this year again. Hopefully I can manage to keep the ducks and the chickens out of it this year. Yeah. What I'm doing is, like, I'm not buying potting soil or any kind of bag soil. I'm not. I got to put my money elsewhere. So, but I have lots of manure. So what I'm doing is, I don't know if you call it lasagna method or just a off the top of her head Mom H method. I don't know. But what I'm doing is, in the bottom of the beds, I'm putting sticks. And then on top of the layer of sticks, I'm getting the manure that I'm getting out of the run in here. And that's seems to me like it's been a year since I cleaned it out last. So that's been compiling, and it's got a mix. That manure has a mix of hay in it too, so it's all kind of messed up. My horses are not meat eaters at all. So between that and the goats, so that's what I've been putting on top of the sticks. And then from there, I got a whole mess of leaves out here, and I'm hoping I'm not too late getting the leaves because I wanted to get them a lot earlier than this. But rake up some leaves from the woods behind me and put that on top of the horse manure. And then I'm going to clean out where the goats used to live, okay, because that's all been sitting there. I would use a deep litter method. I couldn't afford to garden without my compost pile. Oh, I tell you. Well, I don't have an official compost pile, not an official one. So basically, I guess what I got going on here is going to be like gardening in the compost pile. That's what it's going to be like. But the horse manure is the hot manure. Okay, so that's going to be down near the bottom on top of the sticks. The sticks it will decay and they'll promote the worms, and the worms will come up. Okay, and then I'll put the leaves as like a buffer. Hello, Bandit. Hello, sweetheart. Did you want to? You don't know what cookies are yet, do you? I named the goat that I bought, the buckling that I bought, Bandit, because he's got black over either one of his eyes. Here you go, Bandit. Bandit. Hey, you want cookie? You want cookie? You don't know what cookies are, do you? No, you don't know what cookies are. He hasn't taken one yet. Now, all the girls will eagerly take cookies, eagerly. But this little guy, he hasn't figured them out yet. Cookie, cookie. It smells good. You want to try it? You want to try it? No. The cookie? He doesn't know. So, and he's here by himself. I guess he's just looking for attention. No goats are out in the barn, sweetheart. I'm sorry. And it's like, I think he's a month younger than he should have been. I think he should have stayed with his mother another month. So anyway, yeah, it's going to be a gardening in the compost pile is what it's going to be. And, pardon me, while I touched Bandit's nose. And then on top of the leaves, yeah, like I said, then I'll take what's in the former goat abode, clean that all out, and that'll go on top. And that's a mix of hay, straw. I don't remember if there's any shavings in that or not. And of course, lots and lots of goat poop and goat pee. Okay, so that's a very rich conglomerate of stuff, and that will go on the top. And that I can plant into because goat manure is not as good as rabbit. Okay, it's not super hot. You can plant right in. That's what I did last year. I put a layer of this when I cleaned out the goat shelter. I put it on that down there on the ground, and then I covered it with a what do you call it? The stuff you put over the garden beds, weed barrier. Okay, put that down, and the plants did wonderful. I mean, they were thriving. They were fantastic. They were looking beautiful. I was starting to get the fruit and everything. And then the ducks found it. Yeah. So for a brief period of time, I had a beautiful garden last year. Well, hopefully we're going to try again this year. Only this time, I said, we're going to be in raised beds. My raised beds are like 2 feet tall. Okay. And I hope to be building a fence to go around it as well. It's just there's so many things I got going on. I'm not sure how the fence is going to go, but I can get the raised beds will help to discourage them somewhat because they are so tall, 2 feet. If I ever get moved, I want to start some raised beds, just plant some in the ground and in pots now. Yeah. Hey, you do what you can with what you got to work with, right? The thing is with planting in the ground for me, and this is what I discovered, I'm not as young as I used to be. And it absolutely kills my back to be working in the ground. I did it last year. I did some stuff where I could, at the corner, at the front of the stone wall, I could reach over and do some work, but anything that was back by the other wall, it killed my back, and I can't do it. I just can't do it. I used to when I was younger. Yeah, I planted in the ground, not a problem, but not anymore. I just can't do it. So that's why we're doing the raised beds. I discovered that last year, so no, we're not doing this again this year. So I'm hoping that it's on the list where I had the garden last year, which is uh, I've got a two-tiered stone wall, whereas the one level is just off from where the barn is, the stairs that go up, and I got the stone wall, and then a terrace, and then another stone wall, and then up there is where we park, and that's where the cabin is and all that. In this area here, I'd like to put a greenhouse, or, well, I don't know if you call it a high tunnel because I don't have a whole lot of room. Okay, it would be small. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do it or what design or anything like that. The thing is that because you got the stairs right there, okay, you get the tier, okay, and then you get the stairs coming down, and right here, right before this other stone wall, you've got a flat spot that would act like a landing. So my door would have to be off center to get into that greenhouse. So, we'll see how it goes. We are trying to do raised beds and trellis gardening. We also completely moved the garden's location. Yep. If I can swing it, I want to do some terrace gardening. Not terrace, I mean trellis gardening. Where I have like cucumbers and pole beans and I'm not sure what else going up cattle panels. I envision it in my mind to have the trellises going up from the garden bed, from the raised bed up to the cabin to make like an arch that you have to walk under. And I think that would help it to cool down in the heat of the summer, because we get intense afternoon sun on that side of the cabin, and it gets so hot in there. And I'm trying to not do air conditioning. Last year we managed to go the whole summer without air conditioning, and I'm hoping we can do it again this year. Oh yes. See, I kept getting stuck on the ground, gardening on the ground with my bad knees. Yep. Old age snuck up on me. I hear you. Same here. It's like, what are you going to do? Unfortunately, we can't get any younger. I always said, if I only had my 60-plus-year-old brain with my 18-year-old body, hey, I'd be laughing, But unfortunately, we waste our good body with our poor brains back from, when we're teenagers. So anyways, so that's how that's going. I'm grateful I got the 2 boxes built. We'll see. I got to I got to check with the guys. I don't bother them on Sundays, but tomorrow I have to get a hold of them, and I've got to find out if they're going to be able to mill the lumber I need, or if I need to go someplace else. They had suggested that they would. They also suggested that they would help me with the fence. I bought a 330-foot roll of goat wire. Okay, that's the 4x4 holes, because I want to fence in that pasture. So I went ahead. They said that they would do it, that they could do it. So I went ahead and I bought the fence. Thing is, I need to get posts. I don't want to have to buy the pressure treated posts because they're so expensive right now. It's ridiculous. But if I can get milled lumber around here, and I can, there's several sawmills. I don't see that there's going to be a huge problem getting milled lumber. I can burn the ends of anything that's going to get planted in the ground, and it's not as good as pressure treated, but it's better than just raw wood going in in the ground because they'll eat it up. Okay. So, and I think now it'd be great if I can get some cedar. Oh, that would be so awesome, but I don't know how that would work. I mean, I don't know if it's very much available. I mean, there's cedar trees around here. I've got cedar trees, but I don't think they're millable size, except for maybe the one that I have by my driveway, which is like, that'll be the last one to go, because that's like, for some reason, I just feel like that's just part of this property. It was the first thing I saw, and then when we got past the cedar tree, and it opened up after the cedar tree, that was it. I was in love, So I don't want to cut that one down. That's kind of like what they call a yard tree. And it's like, no, I'm going to hang on to that. But I do have other cedar trees around here. And we had talked about using them for other things because they're not really millable size. But like if I can get some cedar posts, get T-posts. I have T-posts. I do have some T-posts, but I can't mount a gate to a T-post. I have the gates. So, I got to have something to mount the gate to. So I have to get some posts. Not to mention I need posts for building the buck barn, which I should have had built 2 weeks ago, or actually last year I should have had it built. But hey, such is life. So I still have to get some posts. But I think if I could get the posts for the corners, because there's a straight run along the one side, and then the buck pen's going to be in the other corner, and then this side by the chicken coop, I'm going to use my rat wire to build that, because I'm just going to put panels like in between different sections. So then I got to have gate, like a working area to work the animals and stuff. It's kind of hard to describe. I got it in my head, okay? But I got to be able, I want an open space so I can have the goats in there. They can have more space to move around so they're not as crowded when I have to have them penned up. And there are times I have to have them penned up. I like letting them out to free range. They go around. They do their own rotating. It's like they go on a circuit, and they're going where the food is, and it's been great. They don't go too far. They stay pretty close to home because they got to come back to it. This is their safe space. That's how they look at it. This is home. This is their safe space. So, and they always come back. They have Sheba now to go with them, and for the most part, she does. But the only time she doesn't is like in the afternoon when it gets hot. She finds a cool, quiet place to lay down. She sleeps. She sleeps heavy, I'll tell you. But she's just a puppy. She's still just a puppy. So I don't expect her to be 100% 24/7 on duty. She has to sleep, and she does sleep during the day. And there's less likelihood of any kind of predators bothering the goats, in the daytime, especially that time of day. I think pretty much everything's laying low then. But yeah, I do have some T-posts. The thing is that I do have to pull a lot of T-posts out from where I have them right now. Which means a T-post puller. Unless the guys can pull them. If in certain situations they can pull them, but they haven't been able to pull all of them. Now, if I get a T-post puller, the reason I didn't get it before, I was this close to getting it, but it's heavy. And what was going through my mind when I was looking at it, I was handling it, is like, I would have to walk around my property, up and down hills with this thing, pulling the T-post out, and then lugging this and whatever T-post I pull back by hand. And it's like, it was an exhausting thought, is what it was. I want to get a 4-wheeler. I just don't know when that's going to come to fruition. Brand new ones are, well, they were. I don't know what the price is going to be now, but they were around $6,000, plus or minus. So we're looking at a used one, but I don't know, because I'm not a mechanic. I'm just a mechanic's daughter. Okay, and that knowledge is not passed through genetics. My father taught me some stuff, but I was never really into mechanical stuff. So I do what I can, but but then again, it's like getting down on the ground to work on these things. It's like, I had a scooter once that needed a lot of work, and I tried working on it myself, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. My back killed me. They tend to sleep in the daytime and awake all night on duty. Yeah, that's what I suspected. But she does go out in the morning with them. When they go out in the morning, and later in the afternoon, early evening, she'll go out with them. And that's fine. That's kind of what I expected. And I do hear her barking at night, but the goat pen is far enough from the cabin. I can hear it, but it's not disturbing. So, and that's good. That's good. She's barking. That's what I want. I want her to protect the goats, and I think she will. And I've even caught her barking like in the morning, early morning. And even in the evening, not as much. There's not as much barking in the early evening, late afternoon. My dad was a great carpenter. Boy, do I miss. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, there are times I wish I had my dad, my younger dad. In his last year, he was with us, and he said he wanted to help. So I had him help me put a railing up in the house up in New Jersey so that he could climb the stairs easier. And he had a hard time holding the drum. So it's like, I just said, okay, I'll hold it up for you, and I think he realized at that point that his days of doing that kind of stuff, he just couldn't do it like he used to. So, but I still tried to include him as much as possible. I would ask him, okay, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And that really made him feel good, I think. Made him feel useful. And that's so important, is to feel useful. That's what's been going on. But you saw the video earlier. Moo and her little girl was born on Monday. She'll be a week old tomorrow. Okay. And she was doing really good. Moo was being very attentive. She's paying attention to her, and she would come out of the pen, but she stayed really close to her. And, I thought, okay, she's going to be a good mother. So I didn't worry about her until that day when she went missing all day and all night. Okay. And I thought for sure she was a goner. I had seen her to go walking up the driveway with her mother in the morning, and then I didn't see any sign of her the rest of the day. I would see Moo. I didn't see her baby. Then the next morning, the baby was there at the fence to the pen. And it's like, oh my word. I thought for sure she was a goner. Come to find out, little Miss Moo has been hiding her baby. He's up above cheering you on, I guess. Anyway, yeah, Moo has been hiding her baby. Was it last night? No, not last night, because I found her yesterday in the evening. The night before, she was missing again. Okay. And we couldn't find her anywhere. We had no clue where she was. And we looked all around. I knew that I had seen her um, over on this side of the cabin. When we got home, we had a little dinner at the church. So when we got home about 5:30ish, um, I saw her over here with her mother. So okay, that's good. And then the next thing I know, she's over here. Mumu's over here. No baby. Great. Okay, where'd she go? Didn't see her anywhere. So my husband, my son, and I, we all, areas, going up the hill, looking under debris and stuff. And there was no sign of her. I was like, man, she's hidden real well. So, okay, fine. The next morning, I let Mumu out of the pen. I kept everybody else in. And I watched Mumu. And this was yesterday morning I watched her. And she went up to a little bit further than what we were looking. Okay, and there's a where they had done some logging and they left a pile of brush. Cows hide their babies to keep them safe. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I tell you. So anyway, the baby was over in there. I saw Mumu went over there. She was calling at her and calling at her. And she came out and said, okay, there she is. And what I should have done, I should have grabbed her then and there and put her away. And I didn't. I said, okay, she'll probably be all right in the morning. And later in the morning, when they come up here, this is what they do. I got goats over here and I got goats over there, laying in the shade of the barn, chewing their cud. I said, I figure I'll get her then and I'll put her in the pen. She didn't. She was still out. She was across the creek somewhere. I had no idea where. So all day yesterday, we were kind of like keeping an eye on Mumu. Where was she going to go? What was she going to do? Because if you listen, they have a cry when they're calling for the babies. The mothers, they cry a certain way. Okay. And we watched her all afternoon, just keeping an eye on her. And it was it just after dinner? It was just after dinner. Because I was going to do some work, but I was watching for Mumu. Finally, at one point, she started calling for a baby. She was across the creek, up the hill, over that way. She was up further on the hill than I have gone. Okay, I think I walked up there when we first got the property, but I went up another way, and it gets kind of steep in certain places over there. She was under some I don't know if it was deadfall or leftover brush from when they were logging. I got several piles of that around here where they logged and they just left a mess. So that's where she was. So she came out and she started nursing on Mumu. It's like I gave her a few minutes. I took my time because, like I said, I was going up a steep hill. Took my time and finally got up there and I grabbed the baby's leg. I said, all right, my dear, you're going in the pen and you're going to stay in the pen. So that's what I did. And it was like lugging her back. Thankfully, she wasn't that big. She's still pretty small. And I marched down the hill, Mumu following behind me, crying. And it's like, come on, Mumu, let's go. Had to hand her off to my husband when I got back over the side of the creek, and I had to climb the hill to get up. But then I took her and put her in the pen, and that's where she is now. And she's not coming out for at least another week. It's like, she just drove me nuts because we do have predators around here. I don't have a lot, and Sheba has been keeping them at bay, I think, because like I said, I hear her barking. I'm not so worried about raccoons, possums, skunks, that kind of thing. But I've seen a bobcat. I've seen a fox. And I've heard coyotes. Thankfully, we don't hear coyotes that often and not that close. But I have heard them on my side of the ridge. That was scary the night I heard that. Okay. So it's like, I don't know when the coyotes are going to be back here again. Hopefully they won't be because we have Sheba here now. But I don't know that for sure. So she's going to be in that pen for at least another week before I let her out. You know, yeah, I like to see her, feeding on the brush with their mother. But, I make sure they have some alfalfa hay in there. And when Moo goes in there, I'll give her some alfalfa pellets, but she needs a little extra anyway. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Now, here is a really, really tough question. And this, I don't know how many people understand this. I cannot have a goat that's going to be hiding her kids. That is not a good thing. Not in my environment, because I do free range. Do I sell Moo or do I give her another chance? I really like Moo. I mean, she's always been my favorite. But she didn't develop quite as well as, conformationally speaking, as well as the others have. Okay, so conformationally speaking, she's not that great. Okay, yeah, she's a pretty color, and she's sweet. She's not super tame, but she'll come up to me. She loves her cookies. She absolutely loves cookies. But at the same time, I can't have a doe that's going to hide her kids. That's not good. That's not good at all. Not here. Not with free ranging. Now, if I had my property completely fenced in and I had good fence, maybe I could get away with it. But I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. I am still thinking about it. I just don't know. I'm thinking, well, maybe because this is her first one and she was the last one to have it, maybe I should give her one more chance and see if she's a little bit better. Because none of the other goats hid their kids. None of them. They always kept really close tabs on the kids. They always was fairly close to them. They might leave them around here, but they never hid them under a pile of brush. Never. I have a human predator next to, oh my, she took one of my hens and then cut the side of her neck exactly at midnight in front of my house. You're kidding. That sounds like she is a weirdo. Oh my. I definitely would keep an eye on that one. She may just be a little stressed being a first-time mom. That's what I'm wondering. At first when I got her, when I picked up Joy and carried her back, I was thinking, I'm going to have to sell Moo. I'm just going to have to sell Moo. I can't do this. But maybe you're right. Being a first-time mama, and also she's at the bottom of the herd. I know she's at the bottom of the herd. This is why I'm like, should I just give her another chance? See how she is next kidding season. Joy is sweet. I think she's a beautiful doeling. She is gorgeous. I love her. And I would love to see more kids from Moo. But it's tough because, you see, the goats, they are an income stream. Okay? They're not pets. The horses are pets. Gracie's a pet. Angel is a working pet. But livestock is livestock. And the goats, they're not just here to feed me. Like Chucky is here, that his end is going to be for meat on the table. Okay. She's psychotic. Can't wait to move. So stressed. Oh yeah, I don't blame you. What's the status on moving, Christy? Because that's definitely not a good thing to stay next to. I had an obnoxious neighbor, but she wasn't strange like that. That would make me nervous. I'd definitely be looking to move as quickly as possible. So anyway, it's a tough call. It really is. We'll see. A final decision has not been made. If I sold her, I would try to sell her to someone who just wanted goats around, but had a good fence. She's not a jumper, so that's good. She's not a jumper. Sugar made me a little bit nervous yesterday because Sugar tried to jump out of the pen. Thankfully, she couldn't get the clearance, and she didn't. Could you not free range her for a little while? Make her stay with the baby? I keep her in a little bit. Like, she's in there right now with the baby. She came back, she was calling for her. So right now she's in there with the baby. It's a balancing act. If I have the baby in the pen, I know she'll come back to the baby. Okay? And she's always come back to the pen. Google has always come back to the pen. Just she hasn't always come back to the pen with her baby. And that's a problem. Because most of your predators are out at night. Except for a fox now. Fox will hunt day or night. And I guess there were predators hungry enough to hunt daytime too. But they tend to be more nocturnal than daytime. So letting her out to free range with the other goats, which is what she wants to do, she'll get the fresh greens, which is better for her, and it'll save me money on feed. So I think if I'm letting her out to free range, I think she's okay. I just have to keep baby in. Okay. And maybe in about a week's time, when the baby's a little bigger, a little stronger. Sister's in bad shape and I'm broke. Oh, I hear that. I don't even let the dogs in the yard without watching. Praying God will order my steps. Yes. Yes. I hear that. Man. How much older than you is your sister? Definitely keep, you just keep praying and God will lead your steps. He did mine. I would put things out to him and said, look, here's a fact, this is the way it is. We can't do this with where we are. We have to go. We have no choice. It's like, where should we go? What should we do? Sounds like she's trying to escape the baby, maybe. At first I thought maybe that as well, but she sought out the baby. And she knew exactly where the baby was. She made a beeline and she was calling to the baby. So, no, at first I thought maybe, but no, she's not trying to escape the baby. She's had the baby. She's putting the baby in a place where, in her mind, it's safe. But if that baby came out, like the first morning that, the first day that she was missing, okay, if she had come out when there was a predator nearby, she would have been gone. Because she was in the pen with the goats. She was not running loose. So, and I mean, we haven't had large predators. Well, it was either a bobcat or a fox. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but there was something here by the chicken coop one night. And I shot at it. I think I missed, but I shot at it. It hasn't been back since, to my knowledge. That could have, because she's so small, that particular predator could have carried her off. So it's sound like she is trying to protect baby from the herd. Maybe, that's a possibility. She's younger, almost 57, but the Down syndrome makes it biologically old. Yes. Okay. I did not realize she had Down syndrome. Yes. Yes. That is true. Bless her poor goat's heart. Yes. I'm sure she thinks that she's doing the best thing for her baby. I'm sure she is. So I'm trying to convince her that the best thing for her baby is to be in the safe zone, which is the goat barn and the main barn right here. That's where the other babies would lay and wait for the mothers. Okay. Moo was the only one who didn't. So, we'll see. So, well, she's all shook up, Mom. Yeah. Yes, she is. And of course, the first one, like, it's funny, little miss, her baby is Ruthie. There's usually like about an hour, maybe two at the most, where little miss will go off and, browse with the rest of the herd. And Ruthie, I'll tell you, she's like scatterbrain. She gets sidetracked. She's playing with something or she's sleeping. Okay. And all the other kids are gone. Okay. They're all romping with the herd. Okay. And she's in her own little world. Okay. Either she's playing and Mama walks off, or she's sleeping and Mama walks off. Okay. So little miss will give her like an hour or two. Okay. And then she's coming back to where she knows she left her last time, crying for her, and it's very loud. And that it's little miss, and she's calling for Ruthie. And if Ruthie's awake, she'll call her back. Sometimes she's not awake. So it's like I said, Ruthie's kind of almost like an impulsive child, where she's like chasing a butterfly kind of thing. Okay. And forgets all about Mom. So, and Joy is like, okay, this is where I need to stay. And she stays there. Okay. And you won't see her for hours. Okay. And Moo was not calling her for hours. So as a matter of fact, today, this is the first time I saw her and heard her call her baby, because her baby was in the goat pen. So when I get off here, I'll be going to see if Moo wants to come back out so she can go off. But they're all kind of laying here chewing their cud. So which is typical. They have their routine, My Pyrenees was all shook up like that, hiding puppies. Oh yes, I've heard that. My Dachshunds never did that, but were a little older. Yeah, I've heard of dogs doing that, and I've seen cats hide the kittens too. I mean, you have some, they have their nest box and they stay in there and they're perfectly fine. You have others that are moving their kittens every couple of days. Okay, so I think that the more wild they are, I think maybe that's more of a problem. But I don't know. I'm no expert by any means. Boy, we get a nice breeze blowing now, don't we? Oh, that kind of feels good. And I went and changed out of the t-shirt and put a tank top on because it was starting to get warm. But I guess I was working too. I had to dig manure, and now I got to go rake up some leaves, and then I need to gather some more sticks. So the thing with leaves is they're all lightweight, and they don't compact very well. It did help to keep the other dogs and cats away. Yes. And so I don't know if it's because it's a tight space in there right now because the boys aren't out. Not to mention the calf is in there right now. Once I get some fence work done, I'm hoping to move the calf out of there. I'm hoping by the time he's weaned anyway, and he's got about another 10 weeks before I can think about weaning him. So, but he's doing real well on Daisy's milk. This morning I saw him eating grass for the first time. He's not eating a lot. He's still nibbling. It's like I knew he had to get this stuff into him. He's like about 2 weeks old now. Okay. So I took some clover. Okay. And I know that's something that's really appetizing for these animals. So I took some clover and I stuck some of the leaves in his mouth, and he chewed it, and I think he liked it. And so this morning, he's not eating, like I said, he's not eating a lot, but I did see him eating grass. So great, wonderful. So I'm hoping as he gets older, more mature, gets friendlier, well, he's not friendlier, he is friendly, but gets accustomed to like Honey and Deeza, that he'll follow them and I can let him go with them. He's a little small right now, so I'm kind of very selective. I'll let him out in this pasture once he gets fenced in better. But I've been moving him from the goat pen in with the horses, so he's in there during the day. I didn't get him out this morning because he was really licking the mineral block a lot. And I wasn't sure if it was good for him to be licking as much as he was. I look, licking a little bit, okay, that's fine, but so maybe I better not put him back in there right away. I also yesterday, for the first time, I saw him drink water. I showed him where the water trough was down here with the horses, and I took him down there and I showed him. I put the water, I splashed the water and I put it up to his mouth, and he said, "Oh, that's kind of good." So, and he stuck his nose in there and he was drinking a little water. So all these things he's doing, for the first time, eating grass for the first time. So he's getting there. Yeah, right now he's really cute, but as he gets older, he won't be so cute. So, but right now he's manageable. He comes to his name when I call him, and he hasn't learned about cookies yet either. That's okay. He'll learn about them, I think, eventually. So we're making some good progress, I think. We're getting there. Hopefully, I'll have a video up this week showing you my raised beds. It'd be nice if I could get some plants, if I have them ready this week and I can get some plants in them. I'm learning. Yeah, I worked for vets 16 years, but don't know goats. Grand girl wants some. Yeah, it's like it's a learning process, and there's always something to learn. I'm learning about goats. The thing that I find with goats, part of my problem is this area is very heavy cattle. I have any questions about anything pertaining to Chucky, I can get an answer. Hands down, no problem. But when it comes to goats, that's harder to come by. The extension office and I got checked with the ag department. They weren't forthcoming last time I was there, but I think there's another department I can contact. Has to do with the government and agriculture, to see if they have any information on goats. What I'm finding is that most people who are raising goats, and even the guy that I bought my first stock from, they have them in pasture, mostly grass, very little browse. What kind of calf is he? Oh, he's a Jersey. So Jersey bulls tend to be, this is what I've heard. Of course, there's always the exception to the rule, but Jersey bulls tend to be a little bit nuts. So I don't know. We'll see. Right now, he's cute. He's very cute. He's manageable. I can handle him. If at any point he gets to where I can't manage him, he's gone. Okay, because a large animal you can't mess with. Okay, if they get to where they're starting to get dangerous, they got to go. Okay, that's all there is to it. I'm not a young woman anymore. My husband can't handle that large. He can barely handle Honey. Okay, well, she can be a brat sometimes, but I mean, he can barely handle Honey. So there ain't no way I'm going to have a dangerous animal staying here. If he starts to get to where I can't manage him, he's gone. That's all there is to it. So, but we'll see. Yeah, what I was saying about the goats is that like I said, a lot of people, they don't have their goats on browse, they have it on pasture. And everything I've read about goats say that that is what they love most is browsing. Okay. And you can see they're reaching for the leaves, you know, from chest high up is what they like. Now they do eat some grass, especially when it first comes in springtime. Yeah, they were eating some of the grass because the browse wasn't really up yet. There was some, but not that much. So they'll go for the grass if there's no browse. But if there's browse, and right now it's starting to pop, they're going to go for it. I've seen them lean over a sapling and they all just kind of congregate and just clean up the leaves, you know? So I just remember one of my vets saying, if goats get sick, they go down fast. Yes, yes. And that's one reason why when little man got sick, well, I don't know how sick he really was, but he didn't look right. He had the droopy ears and the hunched look, and it's like I called the vet, you know, and I said, I don't know, I'm not sure what's going on. It doesn't look like bloat, but I'm not an expert. I'm still new at this. So I called him and he came out. He had to come out anyway to do something with Luna when she was here. And by the time the vet got here, he was looking fine. He was acting fine. I said, look, you know, right now he looks fine, you know. But earlier I said, this is what and I described the symptoms. He said, yeah, sounds like you just got a bellyache from getting in because they had gotten in the barn and gotten into the alfalfa. So he probably just had too much. So, but he's you just can't mess around, you know. Critter, well, yeah. What? Girl, you don't need a crazy critter. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I hear it. I see what you're saying now. Yeah. Browse is their natural way. Yeah, exactly. So that's how I'm trying to raise these goats. So long as I have browse. Okay. And I mean, even beyond my property boundary, like I said, I've got no neighbors. Okay. Directly next to me. Okay. You look, well, I'm not going to tell you where it is, but on Google Maps you can see it's just all, there's no houses, there's no fences. I got one neighbor on the one side, but he's down the road below us, and I got my golden neighbor who is a bit of a distance away. I can walk it, but you know, it's a bit of a walk. I can see getting all my stuff planted and goats getting loose. Oh, yeah. Hey, I'll tell you, last year I had the goats, okay? What destroyed my garden was the ducks. I did not expect it. I figured, okay, I could have a problem with the goats. I could even have a problem with the chickens. Ducks. I did not expect these ducks to be a problem. Because I've heard other people say, oh, yeah, we put the ducks in there and they're not a problem and they clean up the slugs and all this, that, and the others. No, my ducks, they clean up the garden, all the plants. So it's like, you just don't know. So we'll see how well that works. But you know how my projects go. Something comes up and things get put on the back burner because something more important comes up. So we'll see. We'll see. At least I got 2 boxes. It's more than what I had, you know, this time last year. So I'm hoping. So anyway, it's closing in on an hour. And I really do need to get back to work. And I need to try and finish filling these beds by tomorrow. Because I think we've got rain moving in on Tuesday. They did say something about rain tonight, possible thunderstorm. I think there's a possible thunderstorm tomorrow. But I think our greatest risk of weather is on Tuesday. That's what it looked like anyway. I watch Weatherman Plus because Dan in Deep South Homestead recommended him. And I checked him out. Yep. He's, you know, he shows the maps and everything. And it's like, so I checked Weatherman Plus and it looks like, you know, the weather's moving in more so on Tuesday, but not as heavy for us as it is for other people. Some golden neighbors. Yes. A golden neighbor is worth their weight in gold for sure. I don't know what I'd do without him. He's been very helpful. I try not to take overt advantage of him. Like right now, I have his car charger up here because we were having some electrical problems with the truck, and we haven't quite nailed it down yet. I think the starter's starting to go, but my husband's not willing to spend the money on a new starter. So that's another story, you know, when he handles the money. So I told him he had loaned it to us, and I brought it back to him. Okay, because I figured, okay, we're good. I had the alternator tested and the battery tested, and they're fine. Okay, so we haven't quite nailed down the problem. So I told him I'm going to hang on to it, you know, until we can get it nailed down. And right now we haven't got it nailed down. So, but I personally, I think it's a starter. That's just my opinion for what it's worth. So, but anyway, I really do need to get off. I really do need to get to work. So, before it gets too hot, and I got to go let Moo out too. So, I guess have a good one, everybody. I don't know if I guess it's just been you and me having a conversation, Christy. Says 3 people are in here. I don't know. Maybe they count me as one person. I don't know. Maybe they do. So, well, have a good one. Enjoy this lovely weather while we have it. You know, go get your fingers dirty. Oh, there you are. You just stay in the background listening. Hey, I do that sometimes on some of these live streams, because I'm usually, if I'm listening to a live stream, sometimes I'm doing something else with my hands. I can't always get on there and chat on the chat. So, but sometimes I don't hear the live streams. If I have time, I'll watch them later, you know, but not, I miss more live streams than I would like. I'd like to be able to watch everybody, but I can't. I just can't, especially this time of year. I was listening while crocheting. Oh, I'm jealous. I have a skein of yarn sitting there waiting for me to add on to the project I was working on. And I just I haven't done it yet. So my crocheting has been on hold. I'm crocheting like a winter cloak kind of thing, because I left my good jacket up in northern Kentucky, and they were supposed to bring it down with them, and they never did. So it's probably long gone. They probably gave it to Goodwill or something like that. And it's and I really liked that jacket because it was my mother's. And I'm just sick about it. But anyway, so I'm making this a thing. So me too. Chores are waiting. Yep. All right. That's it. We're done. Okay. I will talk to you all hopefully next Sunday, depending on how things go. You know me, you know. So, and hopefully I can get a video posted this week about my my raised beds. But we'll see. Okay. Talk to you later, everybody. Have a good one.